These are the best mics for live stream content. In this video, I'm going to review 8 microphones that are great for live streaming, including from brands like Elgato, Shure, Logitech, and I'm also going to share a couple of shotgun microphones if you'd like to keep it off camera. Now I'll be sharing XLR and USB XLR combination mics. These are all the brands you're going to see in a minute, and stay to the end of the video because I'm going to share my top 3 of these microphones which are great for live streaming. I'm also going to do some background noise tests, do they pick up on mechanical keyboard sounds while you're streaming, and more. Let's get into it. First up, let's talk about the Logitech Yeti Studio. This is their specially designed professional microphone. It does use XLR. It actually has an active preamp, so you'll have to have phantom power or that 48 volt plus icon enabled on your audio interface. It also has 2 switches here on the back, much easier to actually use than the Shure SM7b, but you can see a low cut one and a presence one. I'll share multiple audio samples with both of these dip switches. So this is what the Logitech Yeti Studio sounds like. Now they also have a Yeti USB microphone, and I've not been a fan of that in the past, but this studio version of the mic I think actually sounds really good. I don't think it gets quite up to the quality of things like the Earthworks Ethos and Shure SM7b, which I'll share in a second, but it looks cool. You can get it in white, and it does provide a good sound. Now I'm going to enable the bass cut dip switch on the back of this microphone, and that's now with the bass cut enabled. Just so you know, all these microphones, I'm not applying any EQ, compressor, or audio effects. I'm only adjusting the volume to make sure that's even throughout the video, but what you're hearing is what these microphones sound like directly without any effects or filters. So that was with the bass cut. Now I'll enable the presence dip switch, and so now this is what it sounds like with both the bass cut and the presence enabled, and you can turn off the bass cut, and this is what it sounds like without the bass cut but the presence dip switch enabled. Now remember, this microphone will need an audio interface like the Vocaster 2, something with phantom power, and it's typically priced at $350. Right now it's on sale for $300 on Amazon. Sometimes it's different prices for the white or black, but it's a good option from Logitech, and I like that it's much easier to get to those dip switches in the back with this little cover plate. This is also what it sounds like with the dip switches both disabled now, and there's background noise as if it was like white noise from a cafe. Again, does a decent job rejecting that background noise because it is a dynamic microphone. And let's say you have a mechanical keyboard, like I have a pretty loud one here in the studio. This is what it would sound like and how much you would hear in the microphone if you were using this while you were live streaming. Also, the Yeti Studio does a pretty good job of rejecting sound, like if you were adjusting the microphone arm or adjusting the microphone while you were streaming. All right, next up, this is the Elgato Wave DX. This is their Pro Line microphone, XLR only. Doesn't come with a stand or arm, so you will have to get that separately. But here's what it sounds like directly without any EQ or filters. Being a dynamic microphone, it should focus on your voice pretty well. No dip switches to mess with on the back. And this is one of the most inexpensive microphones in this video, coming in at about $100. Sometimes you'll see it on sale on Amazon like here for $80. This is what it sounds like with some background noise like from a cafe or white noise. Again, does a good job of rejecting a lot of that noise. I think it picks up a little bit more than some of the other microphones that I'll be reviewing today, but overall, sounds good. And here's the mechanical keyboard test. Again, with this microphone and all the others, I would try to get them pretty close to your mouth while you were live streaming, and that's why getting some of those boom arms that attach to the desk is probably useful more than one of those desk stands. All right, next up is the Shure MV6. This is actually a newer microphone, and instead of XLR, this is our first USB mic that we're covering in this video. This is a great option. You can even use this with an iPad or iPhone with a USB-C port. And there's a place to plug in headphones if you want to record with remote guests with an app like Riverside. I also like that this microphone has a capacitive mute switch on top, so you can mute it quickly while you're streaming just by touching that. Now here's what the Shure MV6 sounds like, and I actually did an entire video reviewing the top USB mics, which included this one for 2025. You can check out that video above, and I'll link it down in the description. Now I think this microphone actually sounds really good, and for the price coming in at $150, I think it's actually a great value, especially being a USB mic, so you can use it with various devices, easy to set up, and it comes with this little mic stand. Although again, if you put that on your desk, it's going to be kind of far away from your mouth. And as you can see, as I move this farther away, it'll still sound okay, but it sounds much better when it's closer to your mouth. So again, you want to get an arm like this one, I'll put links to a few options. Down in the video description, but great value overall. And here's what it would sound like to be typing on a mechanical keyboard as you're streaming with the Shure MV6. Links to this microphone and all the ones I'm covering in this video will be down in the description. All right, to give you one other USB option in this video, this is the Rode PodMic that has both a USB-C connection and an XLR connection. gain adjustment here on the back of the microphone. And this is another one that I covered in my top USB mics. I think this is great for podcasting especially. Excellent flexibility because it has both the XLR connection and USB-C, so you can use this with an audio interface in the future or just connect it directly to your computer with that one cable. And pretty reasonable in that intermediate price range of about $200. Again, you get that USB and XLR connection. This is a dynamic microphone like the Shure MV6 that I showed before it. This is what it sounds like, rejecting some of that room noise echo or just background noise you might be if there's things going on. Does a fairly good job of that. Again, keeping it close to your mouth is helpful for reducing some of that room noise. And here's what it sounds like if you were live streaming with a Rode PodMic and typing on a mechanical keyboard in the background. All right, now we can have a video like this and not talk about the Shure SM7b. Is one of the industry standards. You do have the two dip switches on the back, although they're much harder to access. You can't use just your finger. You need like a key or something small to actually move the dip switches up and down. But let's be honest, this is the microphone you see almost everywhere, whether it's podcasts, live streamers. It's a very popular microphone. It's been popular for many years, but I actually did an entire video on the Riverside channel right here talking about why I think this microphone is a little overhyped. Yes, it sounds good, but it is very finicky. You need an audio interface powerful enough to run this microphone. It is very gain hungry. I have a Rodecaster Pro 2 here off to the side, and that's powerful enough to run this microphone, but most other audio interfaces like the Vocaster 2, which I'm actually using for several of the mics in this video, that would be just barely powerful enough to get decent volume. You will likely need a cloud lifter or FET head to bring this microphone up to a reasonable volume. There is a Shure SM7b, which actually uses phantom power to use a preamp that's built into the mic. I would suggest that model over this original Shure SM7b. The Shure SM7b is also $400, the same price it's been for years, but keep in mind you'll need an audio interface and likely a cloud lifter, which runs about $100, $130, so it's a pretty big investment. Now, when it comes to noise rejection, the Shure SM7b is one of the best. Basically, anything on the other side of this microphone, it's going to reject. So this is what it sounds like with my background noise playing, but just my voice. I also find the Shure SM7b can be a little muddy, so I do think it's going to take some EQing after you're recording to get this sounding just how you want. And just to give you an idea, here's typing on a mechanical keyboard with the Shure SM7b. It's probably rejecting the mechanical keyboard better than most other mics, but again, I just think that's a little finicky. A better option might be the Earthworks Ethos. This is actually one of my favorite microphones, and it's what I use to podcast every week. Not only does it look cool on camera, comes in both chrome like this and a black finish, but I think it takes the least amount of work after recording to get this to sound good. And if you're going to be live streaming, you're likely not EQing and applying effects live. I think this is one of the best out-of-the-box sounds, and this is actually a small capsule condenser microphone, which typically picks up more room noise, but the design of this microphone is such that even if I play that background noise that I've been playing for every microphone, you're going to hear it less with this microphone. It's focusing on my voice, and if I do the typing test, again, you will hear it in this microphone, but it does a pretty good job of rejecting that sound. Now, the Ethos is actually the same price as the Shure SM7b. It's $400. But again, because this is a condenser microphone, you can run this with most audio interfaces like a Vocaster 1 or 2, Scarlett 2i2, or Motu M2. I did a whole video on audio interfaces, by the way, so if you're interested in that, check out this video above. But this has just been my go-to microphone for the last several years. I love the sound. It's not as finicky as the Shure SM7b. It's going to give you that professional audio, whether you're streaming, podcasting, or any kind of content creation. Now, what if you wanted to use a microphone off camera, so you still sound great, but it's not in the frame? Well, the best choice, and the one that I'm using for actually this video, is right here. It is an expensive microphone. It is actually $1,000, but it is a super professional shotgun microphone. And if you want to buy a mic and it'd be the last mic you ever buy, this is the microphone. It's one of the first times I bought a microphone and never had to think about upgrading after I set it up. It sounds great without any EQ. Typically I apply some voicelation and light EQ in my videos, but right now you're hearing this microphone raw sound. I only adjusted volume to make sure everything matched. Now, being a shotgun microphone, it is sensitive, and so if I play that background audio, you are going to hear it more. So if you stream and it's not a kind recording environment or streaming environment, maybe shotgun mics are not for you. Also, if your room is echoey or reverby at all, shotgun microphones will pick that up and it's not going to sound good. Same way if you're typing on a mechanical keyboard, you're going to hear that more in these shotgun microphones than you are in the dynamic microphones that I've been showing in this video. So it might not be ideal for some streamers, but if you want that off-camera look where there's no microphone in the frame, maybe you're doing webinars and you still want to sound professional and you have a kind or audio-treated recording environment, a shotgun microphone like the MKH 416 is an excellent choice. Now, if you do want to try a shotgun microphone, but the MKH is a little out of budget, I would recommend the Sennheiser MKE 600. This is another great shotgun microphone. I use this in my videos until I got the 416. It sounds very good, but like other microphones, it will pick up some of that background noise, and if you have echo or reverb in your room, it's probably going to pick that up too. And depending on whether you're typing on a mechanical keyboard, the shotgun mic will likely pick that up. But the MKE 600 is only about $350. This actually comes with a little shock mount and windscreen if you want to use it outside. So if you're looking for a more budget shotgun microphone just to try out, I do recommend the MKE 600. Now, before I rank my top 3 microphones for streaming, let me remind you that if you're going to be live streaming, the best tool for that is actually Riverside. You may think Riverside is the best recording tool, which it is, but we also have powerful live streaming tools that lets you live stream to YouTube, Twitch, and multiple platforms simultaneously. Our new live stream layouts mean you can focus on the active speaker and it will switch automatically. Plus you can show lower thirds. Our OmniChat feature brings all your comments from your various chats, and then you can show them as lower thirds on screen. Plus you can screen share, show video and audio clips, and those will go to the live stream. And you're actually being recorded in high quality while you live stream. So after the fact, you can repurpose your live stream with vertical video clips, and we have a great tool called Magic Clips that does it automatically. Click one button and we'll generate dozens of vertical videos from your live stream, put animated captions, and you're good to go. Plus you can use our other AI tools like Smooth Speech to remove filler words, Set Pace to remove silences, and if you recorded with a remote guest or co-host, use our Smart Scenes and it will focus on the active speaker throughout your edit automatically. Riverside is your powerful recording and live streaming studio. You can try it for free in the link in the video description. Now, what are my top 3 microphones for streaming? Number 3, I'm actually going to give it to the Shure MV6, starting out at $150, having the capacitive mute switch on the top, and the simplicity of USB-C comes with a stand. I think this is a great option. If you're going to start live streaming, you have a budget of in between that $100 to $200 range, I think the Shure MV6, great way to go. Coming in at number 2, I'm going to give it to the Logitech Yeti Studio. They actually surprised me. I like this microphone. Also, the little magnetic thing on the back to cover the dip switches, and the switches actually being easy to flip on and off. I think you can get this microphone sounding really good and right out of the box, which is likely what will be happening when you're live streaming. I think this is a great option. But for my number 1 microphone, you guessed it, it's the Earthworks Ethos. While you might see the Shure SM7b everywhere, I still think it's too finicky. It requires way more investment to actually getting it to sound good. I think the Earthworks Ethos is a great option for streaming. It's going to reject a good amount of room noise, sounds good without any EQ or compressor applied, looks cool on camera, and I think it just has one of the best sounds possible. But I'd love to hear from you. What is your favorite microphone, especially if you live stream, or what do you see your favorite game streamers actually using? Leave those comments down below, and maybe I could do a follow-up sharing some other microphone models that I didn't cover here. And if you want to see my favorite USB microphones, even budget mics all the way down to $50, check out this video right up here. And if you want to learn more about our live streaming tools with Riverside and even the Riverside app, which lets you record and edit all on your device, check out this video right here where I walk you through all of our live streaming tools. Thanks for watching. We can't wait to see what you live stream.